What's going on, everyone? This is Zach, and this news slipped to me last night, but here I am talking about it today. The new 7-star raid boss was announced. It's going to be Samurott, and Samurott is going to be Terra Bug. This is going to go on 2 weekends in a row, just like the Decidueye, so it's going to be this coming week, March 31st to April 2nd, and then once again from April 7th to April 9th. Now, you can do this. You can catch Samurott only one time, and it is going to have the mightiest mark. So today I am going to look at what I think Samurott is going to have, what I think Samurott is going to carry, and what I think is going to be good to use against it. Now, these are just quick looks. I took maybe like a half hour to come up with these mons, and a lot of them might be somewhat recycled, but I think they'll work. If you guys enjoy this content, do not forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you're going to bring for Samurott in the comments down below. Okay, so here is a little graphic I made during my lunch for Samurott, and I am going to go bring my camera down so we can take a better look at it. So Samurott here is going to be Terra Bug, and I have the type and the Terra mixed up. It is a water type and a Terra Bug. Possible moves are going to be Hydro Pump, Blizzard, Razor Shell, Aqua Cutter, Night Slash, Air Slash, Sacred Sword, Smart Strike, Mega Horn, and Rain Dance. Also Swords Dance and Aerial Ace did not fit onto here, but the ability is Shell Armor. Shell Armor prevents Samurott from getting critically hit, get hit by crits, and the weaknesses are Fire, Flying, and Rock being a bug type. Unfortunately, though, the part that stinks about this is that Samurott, being a natural water type, is pretty strong against fire types and against rock types. So it is going to have a good advantage against those two. So that basically just leaves us with flying. So let's take a look. Okay, so looking at Samurott here being a Terra Bug type, these are the moves I think we're going to see. Every Mon has had 4 different type moves, so I think we're going to see Mega Horn, Razor Shell, Night Slash, and Sacred Sword, but I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Let's talk about its stats. So Samurott here has a base 90 HP, which isn't too bad, and a base 70 special defense. That's really good because in these Terra Raid battles, a lot of the teams, as you can see above, lean towards more of the special attackers because of Acid Spray, as a spray dropping the special defense, and because it's an attacking move, it will work even when the shields are up. So the lower special defense, the better for these raid mons, and that's what I've kind of been gearing to with my raid mons that I've been bringing. I've been focusing more on the special attackers and using the special defense and the special drops from Acid Spray to my advantage. Now, it's kind of weird here. Most of Samurott's good moves that we're going to see are physical, but it's also got a decent special attack. So 100 physical attack and a 108 special attack. So I think this is going to be more like the Greninja, where we're going to see a serious nature, which is neutral all around, and this Samurott might be a mixed attacker. So that's something that we should be prepared for. But I'm more worried about the physical attacks because that is where it can get more damage, and that's where it can boost with Swords Dance. When looking at the Samurott, the possible moves are things like Mega Horn, Razor Shell, Sacred Sword, Air Slash, Night Slash, Liquidation, Hydro Pump, Aerial Ace, Blizzard, Rain Dance, and Swords Dance. So most of these Terra Raid battles have had anywhere between 1 to 3 secondary moves, Charizard being the only one with 4 so far. So I do think we probably won't see Blizzard, and Rain Dance is iffy, but I do think that there might be a place for Samurott to have Hydro Pump, or even if they want to deal with the flying types, because the other moves, the water type moves, deal with the rock and fire type so well, they might tech Blizzard onto it. But Swords Dance here, I think we're definitely going to see Rain Dance. Maybe Rain Dance might be a shield break setup, or it might be a turn 0 move where it sets up the rain to boost its water type attacks. But I think Mega Horn is definitely, it is the strongest bug type move that Samurott gets access to. It also gets access to X Scissor, but I'd have to say between the two, I think we're going to see Megahorn, which is good. You have a 120 base power, but you also have 85% accuracy, so there is a chance that you can dip a couple of them out. Razor Shell being a modest move, but it lowers the defense by 1, so that's something you do have to factor in, that Razor Shell can stack up some defense drops. But with Sacred Sword, you don't have to worry about that because Sacred Sword will ignore it, but on the opposite side, it also ignores defense boost. So if you're boosting up your defense with your Pokemon to try to counter its strong physical attacks, then Sacred Sword can still do great damage to you. And then Night Slash, I think Night Slash might be just the last move, just because we want a different type. And I think with bringing Rock type, Fire type, and Flying types to it, Aerial Ace and Air Slash don't do as much, where Night Slash is pretty neutral all around. And then just once again, I think we're going to see Swords Dance for sure. Maybe Rain Dance, maybe Blizzard. Probably Hydro Pump, more likely than Blizzard. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about what I think will do decent against this Samurott. So the first 2 mons I want to look at are either setup or support mons in the form of dropping its stats. So like I said, with these 7-star Terror Raids, a lot of the setups and the builds have been focused more on dropping that special defense and capitalizing off of that. So here we have Clodsire with Shell Bell. Shell Bell might be okay, you might want to do Leftovers instead, but Terra Rock to take advantage of the Ancient Power, Acid Spray to drop special defense by 2, and Sludge Bomb just for consistent damage. Now you could go Recover, you could go Chilling Water to drop its attack, you could go Haze in case you want to deal with the Swords Dance, but I think Recover is decent here. I think if anything, you might want to do Chilling Water, because it's still going to do okay damage, because Samurott isn't a water type at this point, it's a bug type, so water is going to be okay there. But you're going to focus mostly on Acid Spray, dropping its special defense, giving the other attackers a chance to capitalize off of that with stronger moves. Ancient Power is there because Clodsire is one of the few mons that can get a Rock type move and have Water Absorb, so you don't have to deal with the Water type moves unless it gets rid of your ability for a turn or two. And then Sludge Bomb is just consistent damage overall. When we look at Clodsire here, I'm looking at the offense and the defense. For Clodsire's attacks, this is all no boost. So no special defense drops on Samurott, no any kind of boost on Clodsire, no Ancient Power boost. So this is how much percentage, how much HP these moves are going to do if you did them turn 1. And that goes same for the defensive moves, the moves that Samurott are going to do. This is without a Swords Dance. This is out getting hit with Chilling Water or anything like that. So right off the bat, Acid Spray is just doing 10 to 12% damage, 30 to 40 damage, which is okay, but you have to factor in that this is going to stack and that the defense, the special defense drops is also going to help your teammates as well. Ancient Power is doing 20.5 to 24%. That does a lot more if you get a Omni boost with Ancient Power, and you can also Terra Rock to increase the damage as well. Sludge Bomb, once again, is just going to be your consistent, like, 75 to 100 HP damage move. Chance to Poison isn't too bad, but that really doesn't factor in with the chip, because these 7-star Terror Raid bosses have such high HP, and most of the time they can clear the stats. Chilling Water is an option that you can have on. It doesn't do that much, a little less than Acid Spray, but it's also going to drop the attack of Samurott, which will help increase all of the mons on the field, their longevity to stay around and take more hits from Samurott. So looking at the defensive side, as you can see with Razor Shell, Liquidation, Hydro Pump, you take no damage because of Water Absorb. So Megahorn's doing 14 to 16%, Sacred Sword's doing 7 to 8, Air Slash is doing 12.5 to 14, maybe 15, Night Slash doing 11 to 13, Aerial Ace doing about 10 to 12%, and then Blizzard being the big one. But like I said, I don't think that we'll see Blizzard, but we do have to be prepared for it. Blizzard is going to be the big hitter with 27 to 32%, but Blizzard is also inaccurate unless snow is up. I don't think that the Samurott would bring up snow. I don't even think that's capable of bringing up snow. So it doesn't get Snowscape. But I think Samurott, if anything, is going to bring up rain over snow. So I don't think we will see Snowscape from Samurott. It does also have access to Avalanche. Like I said, I don't think we'll see this. I think if anything, we'll see Blizzard. They've been going for more of heavier moves with lower accuracy to kind of even it out. There's the risk of the high power move, but there's also the chance that it's going to miss. Next up is Vaporeon. So Vaporeon is another one of those that will take advantage of the lack of getting hit by water type moves with water absorb. And so this is more of a supporting one with a bit of setup. You have Chilling Water to bring down Samurott's attack. You have Calm Mind, Acid Armor, and between Calm Mind and Acid Armor, you can get a good amount of boost for some stored power. Stored power has been doing really well for the setup. We've seen this on Slowbro, but with Vaporeon, you don't have to worry about the Psychic type taking bigger damage from bug types. And stored power as well, like these boosts are going to stack with an acid spray from a Clodsire. So I do think that this won't be too bad. Just going 252 HP, 252 defense. Clodsire has 216 and just a little bit in special attack. You can probably just max out the defense if you really wanted to. But this Vaporeon does two things. It brings down the attack, and then it sets up. I don't know how good this is going to be. I went with Leftovers over Shell Bell because there's going to be more turns that Vaporeon is going to be passive while setting up than it is attacking. So when we look at Vaporeon here, Chilling Water is going to do 23 to 28%. You're getting a little more than Clodsire because it's stab, but you're getting a lot more than Clodsire because it's stab. And then stored power. This is with 2 Calm Minds and 1 Acid Armor. So this is +2 defense, +2 special defense, and +2 special attack. And it's doing about 85 to 104%, which is about 300 to 350 damage. So not bad. And you have to factor in that if you're doing this setup while Clodsire is hitting it with Acid Spray, this is also going to hit. This big damage is also going to hit when it could possibly be -6 in special defense. So that's going to do a lot more damage. But that's all if you have teammates that are setting you up. So I think these two pair together really well. Once again, Razor Shell Liquidation Hydro Pump isn't taking any damage because of the water absorb. Megahorn is the big hitter here. So you have 27 to 30, about 32, 33%. But once again, you're dealing with that 85% accuracy. So I don't know if that's going to be as threatening as it could be. Sacred Sword doing 13 to 16%. Air Slash doing just about the same. Night Slash doing 11 to 13%. Aerial Ace doing 10 to 11%. And Blizzard, Vaporeon is going to shrug off the Blizzards if it hits with 7.1 to 8.4%. So, like I said, this is without any defensive, these calcs are without any defense boost from Vaporeon. So if you're worried about taking those big hits from like Megahorn, you can Acid Armor before you start Calm Mining. And that way, when you start taking hits from the Samurott, you will already have that +2 defense, except for Sacred Sword. Next up is Walking Wake. Walking Wake is now available, and it's going to do good against Samurott. It wouldn't have done well against Decidueye, but it can now do decently well against Samurott. So the one good thing with Walking Wake is that if Samurott sets up Rain, Hydro Steam is going to do damage. Hurricane is going to be 100% accurate. If you don't want to go that route, if you want to try to weaken its water type moves with Sun, Walking Wake doesn't care. Walking Wake will get a boost with Hydro Speed. Walking Wake basically gets a boost with Hydro Steam. And not only that, but it's going to get a Photosynthesis boost. So the highest stat here being the special attack. So it's going to be It's going to get a special attack boost, basically a free life orb, and then Hydro Steam is going to be boosted. Flamethrower is going to be boosted. Hurricane is there if they bring up the rain, so you have options for in rain and out of rain. And Noble Roar is going to deal with Samurott, whether it's a physical attack or a special attacker. So you can support your team with Noble Roar, and then you can do big damage with Hydro Steam, Flamethrower, and Hurricane. Well, Walking Wake, I went Terra Dragon because Terra Dragon kind of gives you a little bit more of resistances against all the moves if you do decide to go Terra Dragon. We don't have a move that takes advantage of it, but I feel like the defensive Terra Dragon outweighs dropping one of these moves unless you don't want to go Noble Roar. You could go Water to deal with the Water type moves well, but then you're taking Sacred Sword neutrally, you're taking flying type moves neutrally. The only way that Terra Water helps you is if it does have Blizzard. Terra Water Walking Wake is going to take blizzards a lot better than Terra Dragon would. If we're looking at Walking Wake, remember these calcs are no sun, no rain, no photosynthesis boost. So Hydro Steam is doing 177 to 208 HP every hit. Flamethrower with no rain and no sun, just neutral weather, is going to do 264 to 312. So if there's no rain up, Flamethrower is actually going to be stronger. And then if there is rain up, you can switch off between Hydro Steam and Hurricane. Hurricane is going to be that big hitter, but with lower accuracy if the rain isn't up, at 324 to 382. So this is the first Pokemon that isn't immune to the water type. So this is the first Pokemon that isn't immune to the water type moves. With Megahorn, you have about 32 to 38% damage. That can do a decent amount. We have Razor Shell doing 4 to 5, not much with the resistance from being water and dragon. Sacred Sword is doing 16 to 19%. Air Slash is doing 17 to 20. Night Slash is doing 11 to 13. Liquidation is not doing much. Hydro Pump isn't doing much. Aerial Ace isn't doing much. Blizzard is doing between 18 and 21 damage. But with this damage output that you have with Walking Wake, if you have the Shell Bell, you're going to be fine. If it boosts up, you can click Noble Roar to get it back down. And so Walking Wake is going to take advantage of different weathers and different types of moves. So I think Walking Wake is really good here. The next one, if you want to go the rain route, you want to go Pelipper. Now, unfortunately, there are pros and cons with going Pelipper. One, the drizzle is going to boost Samurott's water type attacks, but the trade-off here is that Walking Wake, Pelipper, and my last pick is going to have 100% accuracy Hurricanes. Hurricanes doing lots of damage with the bug type, and there's a chance to confuse. So I feel like that's pretty good. Pelipper here is more of rain, hurricane support, so you have Chilling Water to lower its physical attack. You have Roost for recovery, and then you can do something like Helping Hand or Icy Wind. I would say Helping Hand is probably better here. So you can boost up the more aggressive mons. Leftovers here because if you're clicking Roost, if you're clicking Helping Hand, you're not going to do just damage, so Shell Bell isn't going to be the best here. If you haven't noticed, I like Shell Bell. I like recovery items on my raid mons here. But let's take a look at Pelipper's damage output. So with Pelipper, I did put the stats for Chilling Water and the Rain. I didn't do that. I should have done that for Samurott as well, but just factor in that Samurott's calcs here are non-rain boosted, Pelipper's are. So Hurricane, once again, is going to be almost going up to 440 damage, 372 to 438. It's actually more powerful than Walking Wake's Hurricanes because you get that stab boost. Chilling Water in the Rain is going to do 38.3. It's going to do about 127 to 150 damage, and you're going to drop its attack that way. So this is going to help not only you, but your teammates. And if you do go Icy Wind over Helping Hand, you're doing about 40 to 50 damage each time. And Pelipper doesn't deal as well compared to the other mons, especially if this Samurott does have special attacks, because Pelipper has a lower special defense, but we are investing more on the physical defense because I think it's going to have more physical moves. So Megahorn is doing that 32 to 38%. Basically, that's the same. Did I change? I don't know if I changed that. Or maybe it's just the same. We'll see. I'll have to double check that. Double checking, and it was off. It's 16.9 to 20.3. So that's actually pretty good for Pelipper. Razor Shell is doing about the same, less on the higher end. Sacred Sword, you're going to be resistant to it because of the flying type. Air Slash deals a lot. So with Pelipper here, what you really have to worry about is those special attacks, because there's not a lot of special defense investment on this. Actually, there's none whatsoever. So basically, it's going to be doing between 10 to 20% damage each hit, unless you go to the special moves like Hydro Pump doing 39.1 to 46%, and Blizzard doing 26.2 to 30%. But once again, these moves are powerful, but we're not really investing on the special defense because, one, Hydro Pump, Blizzard, they're inaccurate, just like Megahorn. So there's a chance that it doesn't even hit you. And two, like I said, Samurott's move pool is more physical, so we want to plan for that. The last one I have here is Salamence. Salamence is going to have the Shell Bell and Intimidate, so you get to start off the battle -1 against the Samurott. So if it is the physical Samurott, you're in a good position. Terra Flying to get that boost from Hurricane. Flamethrower to deal with the bug typing if the rain isn't up, and if the rain is up, you just click Hurricane instead. And if there is a situation where you want to hit a flying type move but the rain isn't up, you can go Terra Blast. Terra Blast Flying will do really good damage from Salamence. Salamence is a mixed attacker, a little weaker on the special attack, but here that is not a problem because you should have an Acid Spray Mon on the field dropping its special attack. And then Roost for recovery, because you want some kind of recovery, especially on your more physical mons. So with Pelipper and Salamence, if you have an option for a recovery slot, the same with Clodsire, if you have an option for a recovery slot, you should definitely have it. So the Shell Bell is still going to give you recovery, especially if you're hitting big moves like Hurricane, Flamethrower, and Terra Blast. But you sometimes do want to have a set recovery. Now, looking here, Salamence takes a lot of these moves really well. So the only thing you have to worry about, a lot like Pelipper, you have to worry about those special attacking moves. So Megahorn, Razor Shell, Sacred Sword, Air Slash, they're not doing a whole lot. Air Slash is doing a okay chunk, but with the damage output that you have, Shell Bell is going to help you out in the long run with this. Hydro Pump here doing 39 to 46%, and Blizzard is really the one you have to worry about with 38.5 to 40, about 46%. Basically the same as Hydro Pump, but Blizzard doesn't have the stat here. Once again, Hydro Pump and Blizzard are inaccurate moves unless it sets up the snow, which I don't think it's going to do that, like I said before. But if we take a look at Hurricane here, if you hit the Hurricane, it's going to do 414 to 488 damage. Flamethrower is going to be a decent chunk, doing 226 damage to 268. So that's if there's no rain up. If there's not rain up, you just click Hurricane. And once you get the opportunity to terrestrialize, the Terra Flying is going to be just slightly weaker than the Hurricane. So I wanted the option where you could hit this Samurott with Hurricanes if the rain is up. And if the rain isn't up, you can Flamethrower until you get Terra, and then you can start clicking Terra Blast with Salamence. But that's going to be all. That's Samurott. I think that these mons will do decent. This was just a really quick look. I came up with 5 mons that I wanted to use. They're taking advantage of either their typing defensively, their ability defensively, or their typing offensively. So we'll have to see how it goes. I kind of just threw EV spreads on and tested them out. So there could be better, more optimized spreads. So for the most part, everything but Clodsire and Pelipper, well, no. Walking Wake and Salamence are going to be the only 2 that naturally outspeed it. So Clodsire, Vaporeon, and Pelipper are going to be going after it. So that's something you might want to factor in. Maybe you do want to run Icy Wind on the Pelipper. That's why I had it as an option. But that's what I think Samurott's going to have. I think we're going to see Mega Horn, Razor Shell, Sacred Sword, maybe Night Slash, Swords Dance for sure, maybe Rain Dance, Hydro Pump probably, and maybe Blizzard. I do think attacking wise, the Samurott is going to be more of a physical attacker, and I do think, just like every other Terra raid, you want to take advantage of the Acid Spray and the special defense drops, and these mons can do that. Either way, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Let me know what you're bringing to the Samurott raids, and if you guys enjoyed this, made it this far in the video, I want to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will probably Thursday night stream some Samurott raids, so if you want to join in, you can go ahead and follow or join the Discord in the description down below. Either way, that's going to be all for today. Until next time, I'm Zach. We'll see everyone later.